All right, so I am a really big fan of Dan Harris. Who's Dan Harris? Well, I'm going to use Dan's own words. Google Panic Attack TV, and you're going to find him. Nuts that that's Dan's brand. So what else is Dan, other than the guy that panic attacked on TV? He was an anchor and a reporter for ABC News, was on Good Morning America for over a decade, and has left all of that, not because of the panic attack, far from it. He not only recovered, but created a mindset business. He's the author of 10% Happier and has created apps and meditation devices. I'm nuts about Dan. I utilize his meditation app all the time, and from a mindset perspective, look, everybody's got their own meditation apps. I have become a huge proponent, not just an advocate, I do it. And I understand it's not always easy. We're so busy, and I'm so this, and I'm so that. I'm not in the mood to meditate, which is almost an oxymoron. But you just have to do it anyway. I just happen to like Dan Harris, so I use that app. Whatever one you're rolling with, Headspace or 12 trillion others, do it. They all work. They're all great. But what I'm thinking about, though, today is this. Before I get to a panic attack state, and by the way, my MO is tension. I'm not the angry type. When things go wrong, I'm not the holler or screamer, but I will clench my jaw, I get frozen, I get really tense, and almost anybody around me knows it. I can't fake my way out of it. I can't teach vocal techniques to get me out of that tension. Others can. But for me, the best way to remove it is to free up some headspace, clear some room, so to speak. And that's where Dan comes in. So I remember that sense of just being able to be a little bit clearer. We have talked about the Navy SEALs breathing techniques. We have talked about the fact that you can literally, in a moment, pull yourself out of a tension situation in less than 30 seconds. Here is just a slightly longer variation that I would say maybe 30 minutes out. Remember when we were all driving cars to our meetings? Well, maybe we will again. And as things are getting looser and there's more in person, what are you doing a half hour before that meeting? And I'm going to make a suggestion. Other than riddle yourself with doubt, I'm going to recommend, I've done it, never works. I'm going to recommend freeing up some room. So, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Can you steal away somewhere? Can you close your eyes? Can you find a quiet space? Because you do not want to be in the room. You don't want the mood to turn. You don't want a hard question. You don't want an objection you can't handle to throw you and trigger you. One of the reasons I tend to trigger so quickly, I've learned about myself, is because I have too much stuff in my head. You hear it in my voice, it manifests in doubt, tension, lack of clarity, lack of confidence, and I rarely come out of that in a better place. All my second guessing often comes from a bad communication. Here's how to avoid it. So, as you're utilizing it, find whatever method or just sit in stillness, stand in stillness, walk. You don't have to be still. You don't have to close your eyes. You just have to give yourself the gift of a couple of minutes of peace. What does that do? It gets rid of the, oh my God, I have to do this when I get home. Oh my God, I can't believe they didn't call me back. Oh my God, I can't believe they broke up with me, or whatever it happens to be. The science of Dan Harris, the science of meditation is documented, proven, and there are reams of data to demonstrate the worth. You do have the time. You're talking a minute, a couple of minutes. And in those 30 minutes before the meeting, you can go through your materials yet one more time, or you can free up some space so that if someone is adding more to the conversation, more to the party, more to the exchange, there's room for it to be there too. Hey, we decided to bring these 4 people that we weren't expecting. Great, welcome. Oh, we thought we would cover this and this. Okay, great, let's do so. And that to me is the gift of 10% happier. It's 10% more ready. It's 10% more engaged and available, and a lot more than 10% more effective. I would absolutely do this any chance and every chance you can.